Michael Waido, and this is my little presentation on the tort law. So, what is a tort? A tort is an actionable or civil wrong committed against one person by another that is independent of contract. So, meaning in this case, if a teacher, administrator um, does something negligent or kind of illegal, they're responsible rather than the school district or that employer. I just broke my wrist at school, and so I'm becoming very aware of different laws and workers' comp, uh, different things as we go. Probably more than I should know, but yeah, it's in terms of liability. Um, everybody wants to make sure that their behind is covered. So we're going to look at a couple court cases here. This is Frame versus Cormier. This is where an eighth grade student was kind of being disruptive, and a sub that gave him the warning was trying to escort him out of the room. In that, he accidentally pushed the student, and the student fell and got hurt and ended up suing. Uh, if this happened at my school, what reactive measures do you think would occur? We've been advised not to touch any student at any cost. So really that's kind of in the training and stuff. So that kind of goes into what proactive measures go to prevent this. There's a lot of things that I think that you can do, but educating staff on personal contact. And the new thing for our district is just restorative practices as we continue to move forward. So this is Flanagan versus Canton. This is where a student was assaulted in a locker room, and the teacher was outside of the locker room in a conversation, but just not following general supervision, kind of just protocol and stuff. So uh, if this happened to my school, well, I do think that the teacher would be punished in some way, some administrative leave or something dealt with the district. I don't know what measures they would take, but I definitely think that this would definitely happen, and this has kind of happened at my school in terms of supervision and stuff. So luckily, our school has a lot of cameras right outside, so um, that kind of can go into um, educating staff as well, just being able to see what their duties are and kind of supervision rules as we go forward. Johnson versus School District of Millard. This was in Nebraska, and a first grader was in the middle of playing London Bridge is Falling Down, and the kid got caught and was swayed back and forth by some students, and then basically tossed into a book shelf, I think it was. And the teacher at the time did not see the incident, but it happened in her music class. So once again, just going back, I think that administration would really get to the bottom of this and would definitely take care of it. Um, in terms of the proactive measures, I do go back to educating staff on supervision and describe the set of professional ethics. I think proper etiquette means that you need to have a series of steps before it happens, and a written account, so you could make help the teacher and the student in this situation. Um, the teacher was found to be liable for that. So, yeah, this next one is the BMH versus the School Board of the City of Chesapeake. This is where a student was threatened and ended up reporting that that she feared for her safety, and the teacher did not go and look into it or report it, and so the student was ended up sexually assaulted, and that's just a horrible situation. So if this happened to my school, I think this really violates our policy in terms of safe to tell and being a mandatory reporter. So I do think that the staff would lose their job, and rightfully so. Uh, what proactive measures? I think educating staff on safe to tell policy and the state's mandatory reporting policy. I think that goes against what we are as educators, and and protecting our children, I think a teacher should report all times. And so I'm surprised that this did not happen. Um, and it's very unfortunate, like I said before. So this is my last court case in terms of Mullis versus Sechrist, and this is where a student in a shop class was injured running a piece of machinery, and ultimately the court ruled in favor of the student because the teacher should have been supervising. And in terms of proactive, well, actually, if this happened at my school, I think the administration would get to the bottom of it again and educating staff on their duties and kind of teaching teach twos, like having the student be taught how to do these safety plans, or have to run the machinery before even being able to operate it. So this is my bibliography. And once again, this is the Tort Law.